Hi Leute und willkommen zurück zu Tears of Arise. Im letzten Part haben wir einen krassen Mord gesehen. War leider ein Selbstmord, ein Massenselbstmord. Natürlich inszeniert vom Lord. Ja. Und wir haben einen sehr großen, bösen T-Rex bekämpft. Auch da wieder bei dem Kampf. Also ich habe vorher versucht, dieses Targetwechsel nie zu machen, weil man kann halt von jeder Richtung an diese leuchtenden Stellen rangehen, wie man will. Und deshalb habe ich das immer nicht gemacht. Diesmal hat das Spiel halt aber, beziehungsweise die NPCs natürlich im Spiel haben gesagt, dass wir auch für den Schwanz ziehen sollen. Deshalb habe ich den Schwanz dann auch versucht, mehrmals zu brechen. Hat nicht so funktioniert. Ich habe auch zum Anfang versucht, die Zunge als seine eine Schwachstelle zu treffen. Hat ja auch gar nicht funktioniert. Aber dadurch stand ich immer sehr weit hinten an seinem Schwanz und bin dadurch sehr oft gestorben. Was ich absolut nicht gefeiert habe, natürlich. Zumal er halt mit dem Schwanz genauso starke Attacken gemacht hat, wie sie mit seinem Energiestrahl aus dem Mund. Also, was ein Gegner, was sie sich da haben einfallen lassen. Uns wurde aber noch gesagt jetzt, dass der Lord sich irgendwie ein Schiff gebaut hat oder so. Und ich glaube, dann müssen wir hier zu dem See, oder? Oder müssen wir jetzt hier durch die Ruinen durch und dann irgendwo hinten noch weiter raus, weil gehe zu den unterirdischen Docks westlich von Nice. Und Westen. Da bin ich. Aber hier ist nirgendwo was von unterirdische Docks. Ist Docks irgendwas hier? Weil hier ist ja irgendwas vielleicht. Oder muss ich hier hinten jetzt durch komplett? Weil hier geht's runter auf jeden Fall. Wir werden erstmal hier durch. Vielleicht bekommen wir denn da irgendeine Cutscene oder sowas, die uns sagt, ja, hier bist du richtig. Das heißt, wir reisen dahin, gehen dann einmal rum nach oben und gehen dann weiter.
We should be able to cook here.
Nimm die Sachen mit natürlich. Ich habe jetzt auch anderes Buff-Food angemacht, nicht das XP-Ding. Und jetzt will ich gucken, ob Shionnes Fähigkeit wirklich irgendwie HP wiederherstellt. Also diese Heilpunkte. Das nehmen wir auch nochmal mit. Achso, ich wollte den Charakter wechseln. Ich will ja mit allen mal rumlaufen. Okay, also wir hatten jetzt zwei.
I think Huro senses an owl around here.
Wir hatten jetzt zwei Lords, wo ich gedacht habe, ey, wir sind mega schnell fertig, gehen es gleich vorbei. Und bei beiden geht's halt noch mehrere Stunden weiter.
I wonder if we can use this.
Ja. Das hat keine neuen Gegner.
I see plenty of ruins around here, too. It must have been a big town bustling with people back in the day.
For Crown Contest participants, places such as these are but vectors for the astral energy they pursue. Similar to that windmill, for instance.
Okay. Hier so ein Berserker-Ding. Da vorne. Tschüss. Wie kommen wir da hin?
Hi, Hoodle!
Eat this!
Searing flame! Reload! Damn!
Freaking does it!
Dance in the wind! I'm only getting
Dragon
started!
Swarm!
It's a duel of the arts!
Dragon Swarm!
Now!
Rinwell! Demons Descend! Flashing Fang!
Leave the chargers to me.
Lightning
That
Fang!
freaking does it!
Here,
Hard
let me
up!
help!
First aid! You're done!
Into the shadows!
Just to
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the
Annihilation!
pummeling to me!
Let the marksman
Dragon
handle
Swarm!
this! Whirl!
Talon Storm! Burn in hell!
Flawless flight!
Dragon Swarm!
Ready to fire!
Armor won't sink! I'll finish you here and now! We did it! Talon Hurricane!
Swarm! I'm out of ammo! Raging Cascade!
You require a hand.
Swallow Dance! Stardust! Do it! Eagle Assault!
Photon! Lightning Condemned! Into the shadows! Thunderblade!
First strike! Severing Wind! Talon Storm!
Magna Ray! Dance in the
Severing
wind!
Wind!
In here! More for the stockpile!
Talon Hurricane!
Nothing
Eagle
gets
Fly!
by me.
Talon Storm!
Do it!
Astral energy! More
More!
where that came!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Wie kommen wir da hin? Muss ich da runter droppen irgendwo vorher? Nee, kann ich so mit dir? Ja, warte. Man kann da
You're saying we
irgendwie-
should check the owl forest?
Ja, nicht jetzt. Sind da gerade erst losgelaufen. Wenn wir hinten am Camp sind, dann können wir kurz hin teleportieren. Hopp.
Ja.
Endlich mal wieder ordentliche Kiste. Eiscreme. Perfekt. Okay, neue Angelköder. Mein Spiel, wir angeln nicht. Das heißt, wir kriegen eine Quest, wo wir unbedingt für angeln müssen, weil sonst die Story nicht weitergeht.
Do you think this is one of the places where the Dark Wings and Almadria fought?
I wouldn't be so sure. This place appears more ravaged by time than combat. Even if there are signs of destruction, it would likely have taken place during the Great Conquest of 300 years prior.
And ever since, it's been a breeding ground for Zeugles, I guess.
Gucken, nicht, dass wir was übersehen haben. Warum kam jetzt eine von da und
Right,
eine
here
von da?
goes!
Glacial Spear! Pierce the evil! Freeze Lancer!
Eagle Assault! Burn in hell!
I'm not so good with
Dragon
airborne
Swarm!
targets. Searing Flame! Reload! Air thrust!
We got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle
Eagle
it!
Assault!
All yours!
Searing Flame of
Pieces!
Fury!
Take this! First strike!
Glacial Spear!
Dragon Swarm!
Freeze Lancer! Whirl!
Talon Storm!
This one's mine!
All
Razor
good things
Cyclone!
come to an end. I'll smash you!
Puddle! Sighted!
First strike!
I'm only
Dragon
getting
Swarm!
going!
Storm!
Downfall!
It's on!
Dance in the wind!
Dragon Swarm! Not today!
Now, Gemini off!
Now!
Charge
To the
floor!
floor! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shionne.
Hier unten ist eine Angelstelle. Aber das war's auch. Ja, hier hinten ist das Camp gleich.
You guys want to rest here?
Okay, in Kupfer und in Silber.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
So, 309 HP. Ich habe jetzt nicht gesehen, dass das mehr oder weniger geworden ist. Also mehr geworden ist durch den Skill. Schauen. Muss ich drauf achten jetzt.
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
Ja, verborgene Werft. Ah ja. Guten Tag. Oh.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Dahnans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria.
I'm getting pretty hungry.
Want to sit down and fix something?
Yep, the sooner the better.
You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail.
Ich guck nochmal, 309 habe. Das geht nicht. Wie funktioniert das? Ich will mal gucken, ob ich das auf Englisch stellen kann und ob da die Questbeschreibung echt anders ist. Ach, nicht die Skill-Beschreibung. Ich habe halt auch wieder kaum Ja.
This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Dahnans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Dahnans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Until then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
Oh Gott.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I get...
So eine Nummer ist das wieder.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodius Dahnans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadine. But then there are people like Law and Shionne. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But...
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well... I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shionne mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shionne's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Ich geh mal fragen.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cislodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Dahnans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Dahnans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Dahnans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shionne.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dahna. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shionne?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Ich habe auf eine Titanic-Szene gewartet, das ist auch nicht passiert. Schade. Also ja, sowas gibt es öfter in den Tales of Games, dass dann man mit dem Main Character dann alleine rumläuft. Alle anderen Charaktere sind verstreut und muss dann irgendwie so ein bisschen mit denen sprechen, bevor es weitergeht, bevor die Handlung... Oh nein, ist sie seekrank? Mal gucken. Ja. Oh.
You don't look so good.
The floor.
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like...
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim.
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Dahnans. But then I met Shionne and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Dahnans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Dahnans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Dahnan people. But that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Dahnans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shionne.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Dahnans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick.
Okay, dann machen wir weiter im nächsten Part. Ciao, Leute.